Mind of the Meanie is now an exclusive brand partner with WWEshop.com. Pick up all your favorite new merchandise from Roman Reigns,
Acknowledge me,
Cody Rhodes,
I have to finish the story.
LA Knight,
let me talk to you,
and more using our exclusive link in the show notes. Click below and show your support today for your favorite WWE superstar at WWEshop.com.
Yeah!
You know, Meanie,
What's that, Adam?
we hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind of the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor, because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, you know, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of five-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow. 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. It's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program. Meanie!
Yes, Adam.
Football season is back. And
Yes.
you know what that means. Touchdown dances, or Meanie dances, if you will. Sunday, whatever works for you. Sunday tailgates and epic fantasy showdowns. But fellas, let's not forget the real MVP of the season. Introducing the all-new Beard Hedger Pro Kit by our friends at Manscaped. Your ultimate luxury beard grooming experience. This kit is your secret weapon to staying sharp on and off the field. Don't fumble this opportunity, meaning head to manscaped.com right now and elevate your grooming game with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You heard that right, meaning 9 million men, or 109 Lincoln Financial Fields. So go to manscaped.com right now and get 20% off plus free shipping using the promo code MIND. Meanie and Meanie, I want to know, what is one of the worst memories that you have about shaving your face and losing that luxurious Meanie beard?
Bro, I'll tell you, keeping this beard is quite the chore. But thanks to the Beard Hedger, I'm able to, select a length I like, I'm comfortable with. And it's good as gold each and every time I use it on my side of my beards. And then, I can trim up the middle as well. But, I'm known for my beard, and Manscaped's Beard Hedger helps me looking great.
And it helps me looking well as well in between visits to the 10th Ward Barbershop. Keeps me looking fresh and neat every single day. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit is a grooming powerhouse built for precision and style, just like your favorite quarterback, as we all know, is Jalen Hurts. This kit tackles beard touch-ups effortlessly, ensuring you're always prepped for the next play. Plus, it has a compact design for easy portability. This cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. That's right, face grooming doesn't need to be hard. Get 20 different beard lengths in just one guard. Plus, Meanie will have you know it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower to avoid all that nasty hair in the sink, because who wants to clean that crap up? Not me. The titanium-coated T-blade is tough on hair, but smooth on your face, leading to a single-stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Remember the Beard Hedger, cuz the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is your go-to teammate for maintaining a sharp and polished beard, whether you're on the field, in the office, or anywhere in between. Grab yours today and experience game-changing differences. But that's not all, Meanie. After you groom your facial turf, show it some love with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The beard shampoo, beard conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm are the key to feeling victorious and taking your beard game to the next level this year. So go to manscaped.com right now and save 20% off plus free shipping by using the promo code MINDMeanie. That's 20% off plus free shipping by using the promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. Your grass is not artificial. Keep it shaved with Manscaped. And we want to thank them again, as always, for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
Well, if you're hearing this, this is a special Mind of the Meanie episode, which means I am currently in Dublin, Ireland, enjoying my honeymoon, a little inside baseball. But we're here. I'm here and to enjoy one of my favorite episodes. Before I get into this episode, we had a little brain fart, a little cliffhanger last week talking about UFOs, UAPs. I couldn't think of a director's name. If you're into UFOs and UAPs, I'm going to give you two names. So I've had a chance in this long week that we had to prepare for the show. Look up documentaries by James Fox. Most notable Moment of Contact. Really good documentary. Tons of good context, but go on IMDb, look up James Fox, get all his movies if you're UFOs and UAPs. And another name that's I'm fairly new to is a guy named Darcy Weir, W-E-I-R, Darcy Weir. You can go on Tubi right now and watch his documentary called Transmedium, Fast Movers and USOs. He cover that documentary talks about, there's a theory that UFOs are air and water. And the theory is, they've always been here, but they're in the ocean, and, only like 30% of our ocean's been mapped. So what place has more of an atmosphere related to space than our oceans? And Darcy Weir tackles that, which is going to be a topic of some of the upcoming hearings, the UAP hearings or USO hearings on Capitol Hill. But James Fox and Darcy Weir are leading the charge as far as documentary film goes in the realm of UAP and UFO. So I had to get that out of my head, because if we ended this episode and we didn't talk about it, I would fly to Ireland and not have a good honeymoon, which I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
It'd be like your dead. See, it'd be like an episode of a television show getting canceled at a fucking cliffhanger, and nothing ever gets resolved ever. Yeah. So I'm glad we did that. But thank you, sir. Hopefully we're not
canceled.
I hope not
we
either.
Love folks at One True Sport.
Yeah,
find folks who help promote this show each and every week.
We appreciate you. They do a lot of the promoting.
sometimes didn't happen before. Here we are. Now it happens. I'm just saying it's good shit, Meanie. It's good shit. And I also, speaking of good shit, go ahead to onetruesport.com right now and pick yourself up a T-shirt over there. They have a lot of great material over there. Arn Anderson, Bruiser Brody just joined the squad. Jake the Snake Roberts, Rob Van Dam. Pick yourself up there. Great quality material. It's athletic. So if you're a husky guy like me, you want to buy a size up just to make sure it fits and looks nice. But the nice thing is it doesn't squeeze on your chest like, them old tight athletic Johns. They make your man titties look a little bad and your belly stick out real big.
Your testicles?
Yes, your balls actually. Yes, because they're prehistoric. But they fit they fit really well. Good quality material. Go to onetruesport.com and pick up a shirt and support them and support us as well, because we may have some stuff down the pipeline. But Blue Guy, I want to start at the top here, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
With a question for you, sir.
I am ready.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
Oh, I mean, I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget to use the hashtag Ask Meanie, and we may ask your question on the program. Meanie, what do you got today on your seltzer list there, brother?
Oh, a little out of the realm of what I usually do. Usually I have the cans, but right now I have Polar Lime in the big bottle. One of my favorites. Myself and our good friend Philly Captain also prefer the ShopRite big ass bottle of seltzers, but I got the Polar Lime.
Ooh, that looks good, man. And this week I got the cheap shit from Aldi again. I got my favorite flavor, pink grapefruit. Always a delight to have here on the program. So we're going to open these up in 3, 2, 1. There she is.
There we go.
Smells so good. Enjoy your seltzers with us, friends. Pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
Cheers, beers. Oh, man, that's refreshing. That's good shit. Don't forget.
Always enjoy your drink with
don't forget, like I said, tweet your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie. And also, make sure you send in your chats here in the super chat while you're watching our program here. We have a whole setup down here for your super chats. $5, you get a Carl button. So for those that don't know,
yo, asshole, I don't fucking sound like that.
We speak your name. $10, you get a
Yeah, cause
$25, you get this, John.
fucking gang day. Gang bird!
And $50 and up, you get the Pierce Hawthorne button.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
And you get a producer credit on the show this week. So drop your super chats and your questions this week. We're going to start at the top, good sir, with a question here.
Bring it.
Which I believe is from our favorite friend, Carlo Carlson. Coke is my favorite. Coke Zero, my favorite drink. Hey, Blue and Goob, I have a question for this dynamic duo. We love you, brother. Actually, it's got 2 questions. Has Terry Funk ever complained to either one of you two about his sick horse? And his second question, we'll actually come back to that one because I want to answer that one. And to be clear, I did not know Terry Funk as a person. Regrettably, I'd never met the man. But Meanie, did he ever complain to you about a sick horse?
I believe, if I'm getting his hint wrong, I apologize. Terry used his sick horse line as a way to get out of shitty booking. WWE wanted him to do something, and he, went up to Vince like, my horse is sick, I got to go home. And that was his way of getting out of doing things. So I've booked Terry when we had the promotion 3PW. I never heard that line, so no.
And his second question here is another question. If you had to wrestle your match New Jack style with music playing, what song would you pick?
Well, I've already kind of done that in ECW. Me and Nova came out as Blue Staffa and Nova Jack or something like that. And our music that played was my ECW theme, which was Let Me Clear My Throat by DJ Cool.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 live versions of it. Get the one from, oh my God, I forget what the name of the club is on Delaware Ave. But yeah, there's the one we use. There's two versions, but we used the good one.
Oh, what was the name of that club? It wasn't Egypt, was it?
No.
Shit.
Bahama Bay.
That's it. It was literally on the tip of my, it was like right here and I couldn't recall it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Carlo, I've been thinking about this all day, man. And I've really been trying to give a good answer. And this might be a really deep cut for a lot of rap fans that out there that are like me, but my song would either be, so the first one's a deep cut. It would either be a song called Bang Bang by Capone and Noriega with Foxy Brown from the Reunion album in the early aughts. It actually might be the late 90s, early aughts. It's a Little Kim and Puff Daddy diss for those who are uninitiated to that timeline. But that is, I feel like, as close to New Jack style as I could possibly get without fully stealing the gimmick. It is visceral. It is dark. It's grimy. That is absolutely the way it should be if I'm going to do a New Jack style entrance. But I also would love to use like Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. I think that would be an interesting way to do it. I'm also surprised that WWE hasn't tried to incorporate that song into the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk feud, like as far as in any of the promo packages or anything like that. But yeah, I would say Bang Bang by Capone and Noriega and Foxy Brown would be my choice. Let's see what else we have here. Thank you for the question, as always, Carlo. We appreciate it. And your awesome photoshops you do for us each and every week for our show. Lucha Lechoso Pod Squad member Lucha says, do you think we got visited a couple years ago with that weird looking craft that, quote, observed us for a couple of days?
Oh, let me reread it. Do you think we got which? Well, I mean, which one? I mean, people see these things quite often. Everybody remembers the infamous Phoenix Lights UFO incident that happened in Phoenix years ago. Yeah, and most famously, it just recently came out that who's the guy who's married to Goldie Hawn?
Russ. No, God, I can see it. Hold on, I got to Google
Kurt
it.
Russell.
That's it. I was going to say Russell something, but I knew that was wrong. Thank you.
He came out recently saying he was flying it because he flies his own planes. He was flying and saw it while he was flying his own plane, the Phoenix Lights. But yeah, man, there's stuff going on, man. There's definitely stuff going on.
Yeah, but
there's always look. There'll always be the debunkers. When it's easy to debunk something when the burden of proof is on the believers, right? Yeah. But more and more people are coming out of the woodwork. It's a lot less people are afraid. People are a lot less afraid to say things about it. So yeah. And yeah, this has been my fascination since I was a kid. I'm sure we've been observed. But when you think about it, how many everybody's walking around every day, and how many times do you look up at the sky during the day? Yeah. At night you might see something, but now with drones you gotta be careful too. But yeah, I'm definitely a believer. I'm trying to convert a couple other people in the well known in the industry, and I might be doing something with them soon. Which still waiting to hear about that. A couple legends from the wrestling world. We'll see what happens with that, but
that's awesome.
I send them the news and text, the news articles of everything I see, especially with, generals coming out and saying, yeah, there's something there. Yeah. So, but what do they know? I don't know.
Want to give a quick shout to John Woodmass, who gave us £1. We appreciate you, sir. The super chat here. Thank you very much. We are grateful to you, good sir, for this. Let's see what.
I mean, who couldn't use a good pound?
Listen, who?
Yeah, of course.
Who couldn't? But I got a couple other good questions here for us today. Travis, Pod Squad member Travis Bohab wants to know, ever see that documentary Hype about the Seattle grunge scene? Recently rewatched that one.
I need to watch that. I'm very aware of it, and I always see it. And for some reason, I never hit the play button, but I definitely want to go and check that out. The 90s, I mean, that was the 90s music scene.
Yeah.
Seattle and grunge, even though I know they all hate that term grunge, but I have not watched it yet. But again, being a self-professed documentary junkie, I'm sorry I've let you down by saying not yet.
I have not seen it yet, but have you ever watched? I know we've talked about him here a couple times on the program over the years since we've been doing this. But did you ever watch the G.G. Allen documentary by Todd Phillips? Was that something that you ever watched? Hated?
No, I not yet.
No.
Not yet. Is there a lot of poop in it?
Lots of poop. Lots of it's weird, and I think I may have shared this with you the other day, but I'm back in grad school again, and I'm going for my master's degree in history. We were talking about futurism and anarchism in context to Europe right before World War I breaks out. And I used the analogy in class, like, oh, futurism. So it's like the G.G. Allen of the intellectual movement, or anarchism, which is the G.G. Allen, right? And my professor is this guy, Dr. Friedman. He's fantastic. He's like one of the premier Holocaust and genocidal studies professors in the movement, or in the study, rather. He didn't know who he was, so I was afraid to send him the information about G.G.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that, like, now that's probably going to be my doctoral thesis, is G.G. Allen in context with futurism and anarchism. And I feel a way, man. I feel a way about becoming the most knowledgeable individual in the entire fucking world about fucking G.G. Allen. I hate it so much. But
it's like when The Undertaker said he was meeting with Vince about his character, and he said he likes to sing, and he went, "Oh, why did I say that? Now I'm going to be a singer."
Yes. No, this is going to be my fucking life. Why did I have to bring him up?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But no, there's a lot of poop. It's I got to tell you, man, it's a tough watch. It really is. It's deeply unpleasant. The man is a monster, and I just, it's not something I would be like, yeah, we should watch tonight. It's fucking hated, bro. Like, that sounds like a righteous night. No, not a chance.
It's weird to be old enough to have lived in the same universe as G.G. Allen, and knowing friends in high school who said, there's this guy G.G. Allen, he wants to die on stage. I'm thinking about going to his show in a couple of weeks. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
good luck with that.
Yeah, no. And what's nuts is, like, again, like we've talked about, like, for the uninitiated, don't Google G.G. Allen on your work computers. It's not, not going to go well, but wait till you get home and look that shit up. But,
go to Kinko's or something.
Go somewhere where they're not tracking it, right?
Public library and Google G.G. Allen.
So G.G. Allen was like the punk rocker's punk rock, right? Like, he thought he was like the preeminent fucking punk rock person, and he was just terrible, man. He was just an awful, just decrepit, violent. He thought he was basically that he was Jesus Christ in the sense of punk rock, right? And that his body and the things that came out of his body were the sacraments of the holy church of punk rock. And bro, it is viciously bad. And his music sucks. It's terrible. And it sounds like it was recorded in a boombox that it was stuffed somewhere in a closet. And then he
or in somebody.
Yeah. And what's crazy about somebody like G.G. Allen is, like you said, like, he was threatening, one of his big things was he was threatening to kill himself on stage during a show, and then he dies, like, very abruptly, right? Like, and it's the most unpunk rock thing of all time. And I don't know, man. I'm just, I would not.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I would not advise it for the weak of heart. I would not advise you to watch the G.G. Allen documentary, because it is not pleasant. But go ahead. What were you going to say? I didn't mean to step on you there.
It's just, when it comes to G.G. Allen, there's always that, the observation I've always made that So it's always the people you never want to see naked that have no problem getting naked too.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, bro, put away, bro.
Put your fucking clothes on, man.
Stop.
Yeah.
And wipe your ass.
Yeah,
will ya?
seriously, man. I've even watched the bonus. Travis, why would you watch the bonus features on Hated? Why would you do that to yourself? What
Why
in
are
the
bonus
world?
features-
Yeah, like what? Like, I know what the bonus features are. Do you want me to tell you? It's awful.
Do we want to tell people?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to talk about that. The inserts and stuff that they put into like the packaging and everything is bad.
You know, we probably shouldn't since we're on YouTube.
We might get in trouble. We'll get them pinched and get their channel pulled. Check out Gigi Allen and the Jabbers. Good twisted pop punk. Well, he was a big fan of like Hank Williams and the early like Woody Guthrie and all them guys. Like he loved that sound. Him and Merle, his brother. That was
his brother Merle plays with Hank 3, right?
Yeah, he plays with Hank Williams III. And fun fact too, Dee Dee Ramone used to play with Gigi's band. His other big band was called the Murder Junkies. And Dee Dee Ramone used to play in the band. And he was like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. And then he realized what he got himself into. And he was like, oh my God, I can't. You know, there's a great, Merle Allen does a great conversation on YouTube. I'll see if I can find the name of it while we're talking. But it's a 2-part conversation about Gigi and Merle and their lives and like how they grew up. It's really fucked up shit. But he talks about how Dee Dee shows up and he's like, yeah, I want to be a part of whatever you guys are doing. And then he gets into it for a couple weeks. He's like, oh, this is not what I fucking expected at all. And he left all of his equipment. He left all of his stuff. He just one day basically like got up and just pieced. And he was like, I'm out of here. I don't want to be a part of this. But yeah, it's and Travis says his music was shit too. Yeah, his music was shit like what he did on the stage. It was terrible. And
he calls it shit poop.
He called the shit poop. And he goes, yeah, because I had just watched the movie. I was already that far down the road. I guess, yeah, at that point, there's nowhere to go, man. I mean, you got to just like, you got to ride with it, man. But no, I would.
He just looked like he smelled. You can smell him through the TV.
Fun fact, he did smell. He smelled real fucking bad all the time. He was the kind of person that never showered after he went on stage. And, yeah, just really terrible stuff, man. I would, again, please just be, as my therapist would say, please be extra judicious if you go in search of the Gigi Allen documentary. And there's clips of Dee Dee on the road with them in the doc. Yeah, he was involved in that process. And, yeah, crazy stuff, man. But no, I would be very interested to see the documentary about Seattle as well. I think that would be something
absolutely.
I would love to check out. You know, again, to use the term grunge is just, it makes it easier for everybody to kind of understand. But I would love to know more of that story because I was young then. I mean, I was probably 10 or 11, but that was the music that we heard before the hip hop scene really exploded. So, you know, Nirvana and Soundgarden and all those bands, I would love to know their backstory. But Eddie Prather here has a good one for us today. And thank you, sir, for using the hashtag. We appreciate you. He says, this question is for both you and Adam. Thank you, sir. Who would make your Mount Rushmore of Philadelphia pro sports athletes? Oh, this is a good one, man. God damn.
Like, I had to take one player from each sport or do a Mount Rushmore for each sport?
I think just for the purposes of this exercise, I think we could do one from each sport. Or from each, like, of the 4 big teams in Philly.
You know, for hockey, I'd have to say Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
You know, one of the Broad Street Bullies, you know. One of the, early guys, who brought the Flyers to the promised land, Bobby Clark. Basketball, there's 2 people, Dr. J or Allen Iverson. I would have to go with Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, man. I'm sure I'll get a lot of people. Oh, actually,
well, yeah.
Baseball. I'll say Steve Carlton.
Good choice.
You know, every day he played, it was win day.
Yeah.
So what do I got left? I got
football. You got foosball, Bobby.
Football. Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins is one of my favorite Eagles ever. You know, and I know there's a lot of folks who, I mean, you know, you could do Chuck Bednarik, you know, one of the few guys who actually played offense and defense, you know. Concrete Charlie, as they called him. But I'm going to go Brian Dawkins. You know, he's a player I connect to really well, you know, besides the fact that we're both Brians. But I love his story and how, you know, like we talked last week with Phil Haley Captain, battled, you know, mental health issues, you know, and you wouldn't think a warrior like Brian Dawkins would have battled mental health issues. And he was very open about it, very candid about it, and gave hope to people who are also suffering from mental health issues. So Brian Dawkins. So that would be Bobby Clark, Dr. J, Steve Carlton, and Brian Dawkins.
Solid choices, man. Solid list.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. For me, for hockey, just because he was my era and I got to watch him all the time, and he was a part
These are just opinions,
yeah.
you know?
And if you
Just
got
opinions.
two things, if you got a problem with it, argue with the fucking wall, and then make your own list if you're unhappy.
Start your own podcast.
Well, actually, go fuck yourself.
Listen here, you jerk off.
Listen, motherfucker.
It's my fucking opinion. Capiche?
That's what we do here. But because he was part of the Legion of Doom, Eric Lindros is one of my favorite players of all time. So he would be my Flyers choice.
No, dude, we were talking last week about Tua.
Yeah.
Suffering a concussion, and you know, Lindros took that hit against the Jet Devils. You know, Scott Stevens, and
yeah,
it's tragic.
Yeah, he was one of the best players I ever watched live. Got to watch him play live a bunch. Was, you know, at the Spectrum of all places. Yeah. For the Sixers, I'd probably go with Allen Iverson, just again because you know there's nothing wrong with like it's a toss up for me between him and Dr. J, but I think definitely Allen Iverson belongs on my list. Baseball and football are a little tougher for me because there's a lot of really good players, right? 'Cause you're talking about like, you know, I'm not old enough to really remember the Mike Schmidt era, but I know that I was alive for like the '93, you know. Whatever they called them back then, not Murderers Row, but you know, like the bad boys of Philadelphia, if you will, baby.
Yeah.
And then also there's a 2008 team and there's a current team. I probably would say out of anybody from any of those eras, Darren Dalton sticks out to me. He was always one of my favorite players.
Dutch.
Yeah.
He was a locker room. I'm listening to an audiobook now called Tales from the Dugout.
Nice.
About the Philadelphia Phillies. And it goes all the way back to the 1800s up to, I forget where. I haven't finished the book yet either. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of good Dutch stories in there.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting Dutch in 2012 at a bar in Westchester. He was my buddy Joe Keane. Shout out to Joe Keane, the homie. He texted me. He was like, "Get your fucking ass here to Alibis right now." And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Dutch is here." And I'm like, "Say less, dude. I'm on the way." And you know, he was again like I when I played Little League, I was a catcher because of Dutch. Like that's just how real it was then. And got to meet him, shake his hand, take a photo with him, got his autograph. He was the fucking coolest, man. He was a great guy. Got to chat about baseball for a little bit, and it was cool, man. So yeah, I guess for that reason, I put Dutch on the list.
My grandma had a huge crush on Darren Dalton.
I believe
as did every woman in the fucking Delaware Valley. You know?
What a special time it was to be a baseball fan, man.
Put down a wet floor sign. Jesus Christ. You know.
Yeah, Dutch, save some for the rest of us. Yeah,
bro. You had a license to print pussy.
Oh my God! Wait, David Van Halen is here, and he says, "Mitch Williams, sir."
Look. If they had kept Roger Mason in the game, we wouldn't be talking about Mitch Williams right now. We would have won that game.
Yeah.
Fergosi was an idiot for putting Williams in there when he knew Williams' arm was dead.
Yes, yes, he was, and that's a very even like we're 31 years removed, almost 31 years removed from that, and I will tell you that Philadelphia still has a fucking deep-seated hatred for Mitch Williams. I think some of it's been forgiven.
No, look. When the Phillies won in 2008, somebody unraveled a banner from in Scissors Bank Park that said, "Mitch, you're off the hook."
Oh no, shit.
Yeah, if you watch the post game from when the Phillies won the World Series, somebody had a big banner said, "Mitch, you're off the hook," and Mitch came back to, Mitch took it like a man. He came back to Philly. He was on WIP for a little bit and Comcast
Sports,
Sports Philly now, but he was doing post goes. He worked his way back into our hearts, but the real ones know that Fergosi, the manager, should have left Roger Mason in that game because he was just dealing, and they only had to get 2 more outs.
Yeah, they would have brought the series back to Philly at that point, right? They would have tied it, and they would have taken it. They would have been. Was that game 6 or game 7?
They would have forced a game 7.
That's what I thought.
And Fergosi should have left Roger Mason in that game. I'll go to my grave saying that.
I watching that game and thinking about it as a kid, like you're watching it and you're just like, this can't be happening. Like, what were we thinking here? Because Mitch hadn't really pitched all that bad before. And
he was pretty good, but he admitted, his arm was like a noodle. He had a dead arm.
Oh, and it's like, it'll never make sense to me. But
I don't know if I've ever told this story about me watching that game.
No, I don't think you have.
But it was 93, and I had been working in the casinos for a little bit because I was saving money towards wrestling school, and I was working the graveyard shift, midnight to 8 a.m. And because I was a new guy there, so it didn't matter. But there was this one fucking jerk off that I worked with, and Philly's getting the playoffs. He's like, "Go Braves!" I'm like, look at him like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Well, why are you rooting for the fucking Braves, right? So Phillies beat the Braves. Braves best team in baseball in that era. So basically that was like winning the World Series. Beating the Braves was almost as good as winning a World Series.
Yeah.
So they beat the Braves, and the same jerk off goes, "Go Blue Jays!" I'm like, this motherfucker.
Oh God.
He was just rooting against the Phillies, right? So we're in the break room as right before my shift's about to start. And we're watching, and the fucking home run happens. I'm like, "Oh, motherfucker." And the guy's right over my shoulder going, "Yes, brother, if I didn't need the money, if I wasn't saving for wrestling school, and my grandfather got me the job. So, it's one thing I learned from wrestling. You are a representative of the person who gets you into the business. I represent Al Snow. Back then, my grandfather got me in. If I would have just turned around and decked this guy in the fucking cafeteria, they would have went to my grandfather, and he would have to explain. But long story short, and this guy was like a complete asshole. He was like, "I ain't never pay tolls. I just go right through them." Fuck you. So I get into wrestling. I moved to Ohio for the year, train. And I moved back to Atlanta. It's right before we moved to Philly. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to the casino and let me go see some of my coworkers. Let them know what I'm up to. And I see one of my coworkers. They're like, "Dude, you wouldn't believe what happened to so and so." The guy, one of the coworkers, goes, "He said something wrong to the wrong person," and he said that guy just beat the shit out of him.
Whoa!
And he said when he was through with him, he looked like a fucking mummy because they had to. He had to get bandaged up so bad he looked like a fucking mummy. And it was just like, and that was another life lesson. If somebody's pissing you off and doing the wrong shit to you, just smile and move on, because eventually karma will get that person. And that That guy, he said the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time, and they lit him the fuck up, and they give a fuck. And they say, the guy's like, he had so many bandages, he looked like a fucking mummy, and we're just howling in this fucking casino, like, ah! I'm laughing like De Niro on Cape Fear, like, ah! I'm laughing like I'm watching the Cowboys, losing the playoffs again.
That's right. As always, friends, fuck the Cowboys forever and ever until the end of time. Amen. David Van Halen is here saying, like you guys said, it was the manager's fault. Mitch just did what he was told. He was so much fun to watch for years, and he took a lot of shit for a decision that was not his to make. No, you're right. Yeah, I good.
No. There's a fun video. I'm sure it's on YouTube now. The 1993 Phillies yearbook video called "Whatever It Takes, Dude." Oh, yeah. It's hosted by Harry Callis and Lenny Dexter, and
I think a little phlegm there a little bit. Yeah,
but to watch the video yearbook of that team, so good. And I stole a line from that yearbook video. Larry Anderson, relief pitcher for he was with the Phillies for a while, but that year '93, he's like, you remember when they came out with the spray hair, like for the bald guys, you could spray your head. Yeah. So he was just goofing around and trying it, and they were putting up like stencils to give him different hairstyles. And they said, in the words of Larry Anderson, you can be young once, but you can be immature forever. And that's been my motto ever since.
I love it, man.
It was 1990, the Philadelphia Phillies, whatever it takes, dude. The 1993 yearbook video.
It was a fun time, man. I can't even remember where I was watching the game.
They were the last place team the year before. They were absolute worst team in baseball the year before, and then they go to the World Series the next year.
Yep. It's like my uncle Rick used to say that they were in the basement. They were so bad they were in the basement. They were so last place in the basement.
Smelled like mothballs.
And we watched. I'm pretty sure we watched that game at my grandmother's house over there in Prospect Park, 17th Avenue. In the living room, facing out towards the train tracks, out towards the pool. And, that was a soul crushing fucking World Series match to watch. And that was, I remember just being very beat up by that as a kid, but, they made up for it in 2008 and hopefully they'll make up for it this year. So we will see. Got 2 more questions to carry us through the rest of our episode. Eddie, thank you for the great question, man. We really appreciate it. I didn't finish my list. Shit.
Shit. My bad.
No, it's okay. So we have, let's see, we have Eric Lindros for the Flyers. We have Allen Iverson for the Sixers. We have Dutch, Darren Dalton for the Phillies. Right. For the Eagles, again, there's so many good people. My gut wants to say Reggie White, because he was one of the most dominant players I had ever watched as a kid.
Yeah.
But, the Philly in me really wants to say Big Dick Nick Foles. Like, that's who I want to say, but I think Reggie White belongs on that list just a little bit more. No disrespect to BDN, who, as we know, it's prehistoric in both size and volume, which is unbelievable when you do the calculations on it. It's really quite something. But, so Reggie White, Darren Dalton, Allen Iverson, and Eric Lindros are my Mount Rushmore in Philadelphia sports. So thank you very much for that question. That was a lot of fun to game that out with you. The Real Anco, or Ianco, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, says, "What's good, Meanie? Thoughts on what up, dude? Thanks for your question. Thoughts on coming to the Gathering of the Juggalos next year?"
If they book me, sure. I did the Gathering of the Juggalos 05. It was. I did the Gathering of the Juggalos the same weekend as the Great American Bash, where the BWO wrestled the Mexicools.
Oh,
and that was a lot of fun and very interesting. But yeah, had a lot of fun. Tried a lot of things. Met some guys from Vancouver who had some creative ways to smoke the jazz lettuce or jazz cabbage. Hey, Meanie, just stand here. We got this the machine that'll just blow the smoke down your throat.
So
I went, and it just bazookaed it right down into my lungs. I'm like, what the
fuck, man?
Yeah, but I love ICP. I know. I've known the ICP guys. I knew ICP before they were ICP.
Wow,
good guys.
Wow.
Yeah. We did indie shows together in the Michigan area, and then they started doing the rap. They were the Inner City Posse.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time I saw Violent J, he was at a ECW show, without the makeup, but like, hey man, I got this new thing, Insane Clown Posse. I was like, that's cool. He gave me a tape and he gave me a CD, Tunnel of Love. And he's like, check this out. I'm like, all right. And then, if you look at some of the preceding or the CDs after that, precedings before, post-seeding, I'm listening to thank yous on some of their CDs.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
There's a wild story about the Insane Clown Posse getting a verse from Old Dirty Bastard. You ever hear that story?
No.
So Old Dirty from the Wu-Tang Clan, they paid him like, I don't know, some insane amount of money for a verse for, I don't know if it was The Great Malenko or if it was one of their other records. And he sent back this like 5-minute rambling mess Old Dirty sent to them. And it was like, they were like, this is fucking unusable. Like, there's nothing we can do with this verse, right? It was all him like basically making grunting noises and yelling words and nothing really connected. And so they had to basically sit and cut this verse up into like an 8 or a 16 bar thing that they could use on their record. And it ended up being like, it's dope. Like, it's dope to listen to Old Dirty on anything, but like, it's just funny to think about them sitting there in the studio, like, what the fuck are we going to do with this? Like, if that were me as a creative guy, I mean, I know it's Old Dirty, but I'd have been a little bent about that. Like, that's, but it ended up, worked out. But Great Malenko was an album. I think I listened to that I think I first listened to ICP probably middle school, I think. Yeah. Was around the time, well, you guys in ECW, that was, when did you guys come on Monday Night Raw again? What year was that?
97.
So yeah, it was probably around that.
The lead up to the first pay-per-view.
It was probably around that time when I first discovered you guys. And then it was like, from that point, it was like, oh, what's this? What's Insane Clown Posse? What's D12? What, and then so like all these different things started to kind of split off that way. But
my first weekend in WWE was their last week. It's like we went to, I want to say it was New Haven, maybe. I debuted in Philly. We went to Baltimore, and then we went to Connecticut. I want to say it was New Haven, maybe. And they didn't like the booking and just walked out of the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we have our last question this week. This looks like a fun one here. It is from, looks like a Twitter user, WIBR. Where's Ben Rivera? This is a good one.
Okay.
If you could travel back in time and become the producer, or rather, the head of Prism programming for one night, what is your primetime lineup? A Spectrum show? A Phillies game? Are you airing The Hunt for Red October? Anything with Shannon Tweed? I'm a hang up and listen.
Lady Chatterley's, whatever that series was.
Yeah.
And if you remember Prism back in the day, the movie Cinderella.
Was that like Emmanuel in Space?
Yeah.
We're going old school with this one, man. We're going way back, man.
Midnight.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Brother. Just turn down the volume and hope your grandparents are sleeping.
I understand these references so well.
There's a lot. There's a line from Cinderella. I can't.
Oh my God!
You talk to anybody who lived in the Philadelphia, whoever got Prism as a kid.
Yep.
They know Cinderella.
Yeah.
And I think it's S-I-N.
Yeah. Yes. You are correct. That is correct.
Yeah. So if I was the. Yeah, is it a Saturday night of programming? I don't know. Speaking of Prism in the 93 Phillies, I stayed up till like 4 a.m. They did that double header where there was a rain delay and they had to get the game in with San Diego. The first game started at like 11 o'clock at night. And then they finished that game, and the second game started at like 1 a.m. maybe.
Yeah.
And Mitch Williams had who never batted, hit in the game-winning run.
That's crazy. I remember that. I remember trying to stay up and watch that.
And that's where Harry Cowles came up with like, Mitchie Poo.
4 a.m. in Philly's a wild time, man. That is a wild time to be there. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
And program director for Spectrum, or for Prism. Yeah, Prism. Let's say it's a Sunday, day after a Spectrum card. We would do like Spectrum Wrestling at like 1, and then maybe do a late afternoon movie. I remember the first time I watched Prince Purple Rain. It was on Prism. Like, it's so weird. Like, as a kid, I was like the fucking kid and cable guy. I was like Jim Carrey and cable guy. He grew up watching TV. You kind of got a feeling for something. Like, if something was in the movies, you kind of knew when it was coming to cable.
Yeah.
Like, this should be on cable next month. And lo and behold, it would. I would do Prince Purple Rain.
Mm-hmm.
After Spectrum Wrestling, we'll watch some Prince Purple Rain for an hour and a half. Maybe watch one of my favorite 80s cheesy movies called Hard Bodies, which could have been one of those midnight movies, but somehow it made it into regular theaters.
Yep.
Hard Bodies, which is another great bad movie.
Yep.
And then after Purple Rain and Hard Bodies, get some Phillies baseball.
Yep.
Maybe around like 7 o'clock. Get the Phillies pregame. And dude, what underrated show on Prism was a show called The Great Sports Debate with Al Morganti, Angelo Cataldi, Glenn McDowell, and Jason Stark. Jason Stark's now this Hall of Fame baseball writer, but he got a lot of guys got their start in Philly, and they would have a weekly discussion show on sports, and love that show. So. Maybe a rerun after the Phillies game, a rerun of The Great Sports Debate that aired during the week.
Yeah. Fun fact: I actually went to grade school, middle school, and high school with Jason Stark's son, Steve. He was a close friend of mine for many years. I probably should reach out to him again. It'd be nice to catch up. No, I'm with you on that. The only thing I would add to that lineup is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a cult, like super underground flick, I think. It's a comedy that's starring John Turturro called Brain Donors. Okay. And it's a movie, basically, this guy, his Roland T. Flackpfizer is a shitty lawyer, and he's trying to get into the ballet. And it's one of those movies that absolutely belongs on like a Saturday night at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Prism. That's just so goofy and so terrible that it's funny. And so I would probably, that would be my only addition to that list. And then, of course, Emmanuel in Space. But
and if I could add another movie, I'm looking it up right now.
If you've never seen Brain Donors, you should go see it. It's just fucking great.
Dude, there's a movie that came out in 1985 called Moving Violations. And so good, it's bad. Bill Murray's younger brother, John, is a star with, I can name all these names. Oh, James Keach was in it.
Oh, wow.
Jennifer Tilly's in it. Fred Willard's in it. Sally Kellerman. Don Cheadle's in it.
Wow. Don Cheadle?
Yeah. And Clara Peller.
Wow.
From the Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef?
Holy shit, man.
They're all in this movie, and it's cheesy. It's a fun movie.
I'll have to check it out.
There's some movies I've loved when I was a kid, and I go watch them again. I'm like, man, what a piece of shit. Yep. Like Night Patrol. I thought I would love that movie. Night Patrol, which had the guy who was the masked comic, the guy who wore the brown paper bag on his head.
Oh yeah, yes.
Murray Langston. But he didn't have the bag on it. But like, when I was a kid, I loved that movie. And then I went to rewatch it. And I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Man, this is, of course I liked this as a kid. It's a horrible movie, but Movie Violations, Fucking really good. A good bad movie. Really good.
It sounds like Brain Donors. It literally sounds like the same. It's a good bad, but it's like funny movie. You watch it and the comedy is like, oh God, this is terrible. But
yeah.
No, thank you for that very solid slice of Philadelphia nostalgia. I really appreciate that. I'm going to put that on some Scrapple later and eat it because it was delicious. And love taking that trip back down memory lane. But I also love each and every week the fact that we get to do these questions and answer your burning questions each and every week with the blue guy here. We appreciate you sending it in. Don't forget, like we said, tweet us using your hashtag Ask Meanie, or drop them in the chat every single week, and we will ask them live here on One True Sport. And we want to thank you for being a part of the program with us. And Meanie, I want to thank you as well, good sir. Where can everyone keep up to date with all things blue when they're not listening to the program?
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Blue Meanie BWO on all forms of social media. To support the Blue Meanie, go to Pro Wrestling. To support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. To support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon codes Meanie or use coupon code MIND and save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Josh is doing an amazing job over there rounding up the feral cats in his neighborhood, taking them to the vet, releasing them back. Just as good, way better than he found them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, go to madcatbeardcare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real world wrestlers, including myself and many others. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or UPW Video Game. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Series Wrestling. Again, start that one again. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Get the original Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast, book the blue guy, and let's have a conversation at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Book through the website. Don't book through the app. The app takes too much money. Let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter over there at Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal, so you can go follow me there. Shout out to the homies again at 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Lawrenceville in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go and schedule an appointment today with Kane or Jordan or the rest of the team and get yourself looking great. Fresh fades and nice beard cuts at 10thwardbarbershop.com. Feinberg Method. Use promo code Goober and save 20% off of your entire purchase. My trainer, Brad Feinberg, is ready to help you with your physical and mental well-being. At thefeinbergmethod.com. It's a little seltzer kiss right in the middle of these ad reads. Sir. Love it, man. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to check out my other show, Foundation Radio. By going to youtube.com/@Foundation Radio Pod. This fucking seltzer's killing me today, man. And you can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Don't forget to check out my writing and articles over at bodyslam.net. Don't forget to thank our sponsors, Green Road CBD and Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com right now. Use promo code MindMeanie and save 20% off plus free shipping by using the promo code. We thank you for supporting the show. It keeps us going with them every single month, and we appreciate you. We want to thank our friends here at One True Sport for hosting us each and every week for another week. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie right above my head here. Tiers start at just $10 a month. Sign up today. And above Meanie's head over there, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@ Mind of the Meanie. You can listen to this audio show and then watch the video show over there within the next 10 days. And don't forget to follow us at all of our social media handles down here at the bottom, which is all Mind of the Meanie across all social platforms. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the show. Tell a friend. Tell someone you hate. If you see someone at Wallet you fucking hate, you're like, hey, man, I hate your guts, but you should really listen to the show. We would really appreciate that. So for the Blue Meanie, and Meanie, I want to thank you also, as before I get into that, I want to thank you for doing the show each and every week. And I hope that you were enjoying yourself, sir, in the wild blue yonder. You like that? Did you like that? The wild blue yonder. Listen, sometimes...
Hey, you.
Sometimes I make a funny. Sometimes I'm funny. Meanie, we want to thank you, sir. Appreciate you. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind.
Blue World Order.
Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.